The heavy wooden doors of Young Jeezy's Atlanta mansion open wide, and he steps out with quiet authority. Behind him, a soaring living room glows beneath vaulted ceilings, anchored by a marble fireplace that feels more like a monument than mere decor. It's a long way from the rough streets of Columbia, South Carolina, where his story began in poverty and danger. That stark contrast, from street hustle to marble luxury, captures his rise in a single frame. Today, we'll step inside Jeezy's Atlanta estate, explore his fleet of supercars, trace his fortune, and revisit the street legacy that shaped him. But to truly understand his journey, we need to start at the beginning. Born J. Wayne Jenkins on September 27, 1977 in Columbia, South Carolina, Jeezy grew up without the stability of a traditional home. His parents never married, and after they separated, he bounced between relatives. Later, he admitted those years left scars. His mother was the only constant in a childhood where poverty loomed large and security felt out of reach. Music became one of his few bright spots, but the streets promised quick money. As a teen, Jeezy hustled cell phones on the black market and eventually turned to dealing drugs. His path nearly ended there when he was arrested for possession. Because he was underage, prison was avoided. He was instead sent to the Youth Challenge Academy, a military-style boot camp. Surprisingly, that detour sparked a shift. Instead of sinking deeper, Jeezy started thinking bigger. He launched his own label, Corporate Thugs Entertainment, later CTE World, but soon realized his true calling wasn't behind a desk. With his raspy, commanding voice, he belonged in the booth. Under the name Lil J, he dropped Thuggin' Under the Influence in 2001. Raw and independent, it gained traction thanks to collaborations with Lil Jon and Kinky B. His follow-up, Come Shop With Me, proved he could sell records without a major label. By 2004, the streets and industry knew him as Young Jeezy. His first real breakthrough came with the rap group Boys and Day Hood, signed to Bad Boy Records, which gave him mainstream exposure. The real rocket fuel arrived when Def Jam came calling. After Shakir Stewart and L.A. Reid heard his demo, Jeezy signed and released Let's Get It, Thug Motivation 101 in 2005. Debuting at number 2 on the Billboard 200 with 172,000 first-week sales, it cemented him as a cultural voice. Tracks like Soul Survivor weren't just hits, they were street anthems. The momentum continued with The Inspiration, 2006, which debuted at number 1 and went platinum, followed by The Recession, 2008, earning him a Grammy nod and collaborations with Kanye West and Nas. Shortening his name to simply Jeezy, he signaled his intent to outlast the moment. He teased Thug Motivation 103 for years before finally dropping it in 2011, powered by the hit Ballin' with Lil Wayne. Later came mixtapes, tours, and the introspective Seen It All, the autobiography in 2014. Between 2016 and 2019, albums like Trap or Die 3, Pressure, and TM104, The Legend of the Snowman, showed his consistency. By then, Jeezy was testing new waters in acting and business, but hip-hop pulled him back. In 2022, he teamed with DJ Drama for Snowfall. A year later, he surprised fans with a double album, I Might Forgive. But I Don't Forget, closing the book on nearly 2 decades with Def Jam. Yet Jeezy's story isn't only about music. His life off stage reveals just as much. Take his Atlanta mansion, for example, a blend of southern elegance and personal triumph. In 2016, Jeezy made one of his smartest moves off the mic, purchasing a foreclosed property just outside Atlanta for $685,000. For most, it was a huge investment. For Jeezy, it was just the beginning. He transformed the bargain buy into a fortress tailored to his lifestyle, a symbol of how far he had come from the streets. At the heart of it lies the chef's kitchen, the centerpiece of a home built for both comfort and legacy. And make no mistake, this isn't some ordinary rapper's crash pad stacked with takeout boxes. Jeezy's kitchen is a chef's dream, fitted with sub-zero refrigerators, polished stainless steel appliances, and a double-burner gas stove ready for anything from soul food classics to five-star dinners. Two massive islands stretch across the room, built for friends to gather while he plays host. Overhead, exposed wooden beams add rustic warmth, and French doors open to a wide deck that blurs the line between indoor comfort and outdoor leisure. The master suite takes luxury even further. Picture a private library where Jeezy can flip through business notes or relax with a cigar. Attached is a spa-like bathroom with a steam shower, jacuzzi tub, and dual vanities that feel more boutique hotel than private residence. Wood-beamed ceilings add charm, and the suite's quiet porch offers a peaceful escape from the chaos of fame and city life. For someone who grew up in cramped homes, the space is both a sanctuary and a statement of how far determination can carry a man. Upstairs, the house reveals one of its most surprising features, a finished rooftop level that feels like a private clubhouse. There's a sleek media room with custom built-ins, a billiards area framed by sliding barn doors that scream Southern hospitality, and even a wine room, perfect for nights when Jeezy trades the Hennessy for a glass of red. A flexible woodworking space doubles as a gym or gam, a room, proving that in Jeezy's world, luxury means options. This floor isn't just functional, it's fun. A reminder that mansions aren't only for resting, but for living out loud. Step outside, and the vibe shifts again. The backyard is a fenced-in paradise with lush landscaping straight out of a Southern Living magazine shoot. A wide patio surrounds a glowing fire pit, the kind of place where late-night stories are told, or where Jeezy can sit back, hoodie pulled tight, reflecting on his journey. In the South, a fire pit isn't just decor, it's culture. It's warmth, community, and unwinding after a long day. And here, Jeezy has perfected that tradition. But while this mansion stands as a suburban stronghold, it's not his only jewel. For a taste of city luxury, Jeezy keeps another retreat high above the skyline. The Buckhead penthouse, skyline luxury, perched in the prestigious Phoenix on Peachtree Building, this two-level penthouse is urban elegance defined. Spanning 3,100 square feet with 3 bedrooms and 3.5 bathrooms, it's designed for both comfort and spectacle. The first impression hits immediately, ceilings soaring up to 20 feet and floor-to-ceiling glass walls offering panoramic views of Atlanta's skyline. It's one thing to rap about running the city, it's another to wake up every morning looking out over it. The open-plan living space balances sharp modern lines with plush finishes, seamlessly connecting to the kitchen and dining area, ideal for entertaining. A private elevator opens directly into the penthouse, bypassing lobbies and hallways. It's pure exclusivity, straight into Jeezy's world. The master suite is a standout, especially the closet. More than storage, it's a sneaker sanctuary. Shelves lined with rare and limited edition kicks transform it into a boutique gallery, reflecting Jeezy's well-documented love of sneakers. For an artist who's always fused street grit with luxury, this detail says it all. The master bath follows suit with marble finishes, a glass-enclosed shower, and a soaking tub positioned perfectly for city views. Custom lighting and sleek fixtures reinforce the penthouse's modern edge. But what truly sets this property apart is the experience it offers. Two-story living, private access, and uninterrupted skyline views turn it into a sanctuary above the city. It perfectly complements his Atlanta mansion, one rooted in Southern tradition, the other a symbol of global ascension. In a city where many artists flaunt their success with cars and chains, Jeezy's penthouse asserts wealth in a quieter, more powerful way. It's refined, it's elevated, and it shows that his success isn't just about living large, it's about living smart. Snowman may still honor his street legacy, but today he thrives in the polished world of modern luxury. And while his homes reflect elegance, another side of Jeezy's lifestyle rolls on 4 wheels. His garage is a gallery of machines, each one telling a different chapter of his story. From the raw hunger of his early trap days to the refined taste of a mogul, every engine in his collection speaks with its own voice. Step inside, and you can almost hear the symphony of engines warming up. The growl of a twin-turbo V8 slices through the Atlanta night. That's the $280,000 Ferrari 488, a rocket that leaps from 0 to 60 in just 3 seconds. With sculpted lines sharp as a blade and an interior wrapped in hand-stitched Italian leather, it's less a car and more a fighter jet on wheels. Pure precision, pure hustle. On sunnier days, Jeezy drops the top of his $200,000 Ferrari California, cruising Peachtree Street with the Georgia breeze rolling in. Unlike the aggressive 488, the California is about savoring success, luxury enjoyed slowly, with style and ease. When business calls, the Bentley Mulsanne answers, its doors shut with quiet authority, sealing him in a world of hand-polished wood, quilted leather, and plush carpets. Beneath that elegance lies a 6.75-liter V8, powerful but graceful. The Mulsanne isn't built for the racetrack, it's built for CEOs. For Jeezy, it's the car that carries him not just as the snowman, but as the businessman. Then comes pure theater, the $340,000 Rolls-Royce Wraith. With a twin-turbo V12 delivering 624 horsepower, it glides forward like a king's chariot. Inside, the Starlight headliner transforms the ceiling into a personal galaxy, turning late-night drives into something spiritual. The Wraith doesn't shout, it whispers. It's about moving in silence while wrapped in elegance. But when it's time to get loud, Jeezy unleashes his Lamborghini Murcielago. Fire up the legendary V12, and it doesn't purr, it screams. The low-slung body hugs the asphalt, the roar rattles windows, and suddenly you're transported back to the raw energy of his trap-era prime. The Murcielago is unapologetic, iconic, and dangerous, just like Jeezy at full throttle. These cars aren't just transportation, they're reflections of his journey. Adrenaline, status, and evolution on 4 wheels. But beyond the horsepower, the bigger story is the empire Jeezy has built. Income and net worth. Today, Young Jeezy's net worth is estimated at around $10 million. Not the astronomical figures of some peers, but his story is about diversity, not just scale. His fortune started with music, Let's Get It, Thug Motivation 101, 2005, sold over 2 million copies, laying the foundation. The Inspiration, 2006, opened with 350,000 first-week sales and went platinum, while The Recession, 2008, reinforced his staying power, eventually earning a Grammy nod. Add in later projects and his catalog has generated millions in sales and royalties. Streaming keeps that engine running. Classics like Soul Survivor and Put On still rack up hundreds of millions of plays, while his YouTube channel has amassed over 2.47 billion views, translating to roughly $31,000 a month in ad revenue. Nearly 2 decades after his breakthrough, the checks keep coming. But Jeezy was never just a rapper. He co-founded Corporate Thugs Entertainment, CTE World, which released his own music while pushing new artists, securing his role as both performer and executive. His marketing agency, Agency 99, turned branding into another revenue stream, proving that his corporate thug mantra was more than a slogan. The snowman logo itself became a business, fueling a clothing line that tapped into hip-hop fashion. His biggest plays, however, came in the spirits industry. First with Avion Tequila, boosting his profile in the premium liquor space, and more recently with Nod Spirits, where he holds a stake rather than just a sponsorship deal. Like Jay-Z with Duce or Diddy with Ciroc, Jeezy leveraged lifestyle into legacy. Music lit the spark, business built the fire. Together, they forged the empire of a man who rose from Columbia's streets to sit among moguls. In 2020, Jeezy stepped deeper into the corporate world, taking on an executive role at Def Jam. It was more than a title. It was recognition of his evolution from artist to industry veteran, a man capable of shaping not just songs, but careers. Add in endorsement deals with Adidas and fashion ventures, and his portfolio only grew more layered. Jeezy's money moves haven't gone unnoticed. In 2013, Forbes placed him on its Cash Kings list, reporting $6 million in earnings that year. Remarkably, a year when he didn't even release a major album. That snapshot says it all. Jeezy's wealth isn't tied to hype cycles or chart positions. It's built on diversification, business savvy, and staying relevant beyond the music. But his story isn't just about stacking wealth. Giving back has been just as important, and philanthropy has become one of the cornerstones of his legacy. Philanthropy. Back in 2001, Jeezy founded the Street Dreams Foundation, a nonprofit focused on youth, education, and underserved communities. What began as a grassroots mission has grown into a long-running organization, making a quiet but lasting impact in Atlanta and beyond. Perhaps his most significant gesture was a $1 million donation to the J. Morrison Academy, a program teaching real estate and financial literacy. For Jeezy, it wasn't about handouts, it was about empowerment, giving communities the tools to build generational wealth. Through scholarship partnerships, Street Dreams has also opened doors for students who might otherwise have been left behind. One of his longest-running traditions is Toys in Dayhood, launched in 2007. Every holiday season, it delivers over 1,000 toys to children in Atlanta and his hometown of Macon, Georgia. For Jeezy, these moments are deeply personal. He remembers what it felt like to grow up with very little, and makes sure today's kids get to feel the joy he once missed. His philanthropy also stretches to larger causes. Donations to Hosea Feed the Hungry, $5,000 to feed Atlanta families, support for voter registration drives with HSN, and contributions to disaster relief efforts in times of crisis. For Jeezy, generosity isn't about headlines, it's about responsibility. Personal life. As much as philanthropy reveals his heart, Jeezy's personal life shows the man behind the snowman. In 2021, he married television host Jeannie Mai, a union that blended hip-hop royalty with daytime TV. A year later, they welcomed their daughter, ushering in a new era of family and stability. But life, like the streets Jeezy once rapped about, is rarely simple. By 2023, he filed for divorce, seeking joint custody of their child. The split, covered widely by the media, was a reminder that even moguls who appear to have it all still face personal struggles. Beyond that marriage, Jeezy is also the father of 3 children from previous relationships. Though he keeps details private, he has often spoken about the importance of fatherhood, of being a provider, a guide, and a presence, no matter the turbulence of fame. Of course, his journey hasn't been without storms. Legal troubles trailed him for years, an arrest for gun possession in 2005, a DUI in 2008, and in 2014, headlines when police discovered an assault rifle on his tour bus. The charges were dropped, but the episodes reinforced the tension between his street roots and his rise to luxury. In 2013, he even faced copyright disputes, proof that the music business can be just as ruthless as the streets. Each chapter was a reminder. Success doesn't make you untouchable. The legacy, from street hustler to Def Jam executive, from trap star to mogul with mansions, penthouses, and supercars, Jeezy's story is the definition of evolution. His journey is one of resilience and reinvention, a man who turned the snowman logo into both a cultural symbol and a financial empire. If you enjoyed this journey into Young Jeezy's world, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss the next story of music, money, and the lives behind the legends.